It didn't feel hard because I was just doing what I felt was the right thing to do. It felt natural. I didn't even think of it as being some kind of sacrifice or being difficult. It was like, this is what I came here to do. So that's what it took.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving Consistency, okay? And I am your host, Sarah Fontenot. If you have not yet, by the way, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get a notification with each piece of content that comes out. We are bringing the motivation. We are bringing the inspiration. We are bringing the encouragement, and we are bringing the real, raw, dynamic conversations for you in the home with the point of healing. Okay. So today I am joined by a queen, y'all. This is a serial beauty entrepreneur. She is absolutely stunning on the outside, but even more incredible, amazing, mind-blowing on the inside. This is one of the strongest, most resilient women I've ever had the opportunity to really sit down with and get to know. She is creating access for a lot of women all over the world. People are flying in from all over the world, London, parts of Canada, parts of Australia, parts of America, just to have a chance to learn from this woman. But we're not talking about business today. We're talking about the woman behind it. Can we please give it up for Miss Imani Ali?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you.
I'm literally so excited. It's giving. Okay, so I have to ask you.
Yes.
If this season of your life were called It's Giving blank, and you have to fill in the blank, what would it be called? And you have to say it's giving.
It's giving gratitude.
Ooh.
It's giving joy.
Yes.
And love.
Ooh, I love that. Where should we start? What are you most grateful for right now?
I'm grateful for my health.
Yes.
I'm grateful for my tribe.
Yes.
My family.
Yes.
Everything, my business, my clients, my peace of mind, everything. I'm just grateful.
Yes.
I'm happy and I'm grateful.
Ooh, come on, joy. Come on, gratitude. Come on, love. Is there a little love happening right now?
Always. I am love.
Yeah, okay, yes, I love that.
I am love. Yeah.
So I have to ask you, because I feel like one of the things that I'm really excited about is a lot of people see you, Imani, the businesswoman, the person that is transforming women, helping women feel more beautiful in their own skin. And I don't know how many people have the chance to get to know the Imani. Mm-hmm. So what do you feel like up until this point is like the one thing that is the biggest part of your story, but you feel like no one really knows?
I feel like people might not know just the journey of coming to the country and how that whole thing went, coming from Australia and moving here by myself and starting a business from scratch. I feel like I don't talk about that a lot. And when people meet me, they often ask questions like, where are you from? And I don't publicly talk about that journey.
Yes. Why do you not talk about it?
I think I'm so present and I'm so in the moment of what's going on. I'm not thinking about the past. So that's probably why I'm just focused on what do I have to do today right now. But I know that the journey is a huge part of life and the process, to be where you are in the current moment.
Yes, I feel like you are so refined. And I feel like, have you ever seen The Black Cinderella with Brandy and Whitney Houston?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite musicals of all time. But there's actually a really profound moment where Whitney Houston says, these things, these trials, these tribulations, these obstacles that are happening in your life, they're like sandpaper. They rub you and it is uncomfortable and it hurts. And you wonder, why am I being rubbed this way or hurt that way or dragged this way or whatever it may be. But at the end of it, you come out smooth and polished. And that sandpaper is worn out and raggedy. And so I feel like there are a lot of times where the naysayers, the experiences, the things that could have drug us down and we could have quit on ourselves and we could have thrown in the towel and we could have been a statistic and you chose not to. How did you become this refined of a woman? Because you are smooth and polished. And I mean, we're always a work in progress, but I know a lot of your story, and I feel like who you are now is a representation of you do not look like what you've been through. Number one.
Praise be.
Praise be.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes. And on top of that, you're still kind and compassionate and loving and giving, and you choose gratitude instead of resentment or instead of victim mindset or any of those things. How did you do that?
I think a lot of it comes down to how you were raised and the mindset that was instilled in you from your youth. And I'm fortunate to have two loving parents that really spoke life into me and didn't give me a victim mindset for one way or the other. You know, I think, it's a choice. Like I actively choose every day to be grateful for what I do have instead of being in the mind frame of, lack mindset or I've been through this and I don't want to be a victim. I want to be victorious. I want to be a victor. So I make that choice to, just be confident that everything that happens to me is for a higher purpose and everything is as it's meant. And it's all part of the journey that I'm supposed to be on. So I just have a different perspective, I guess, than maybe a lot of people do, but it's just a mindset. And I was raised that way.
Yes, yeah. That's a blessing.
It is,
to say the least,
and a privilege.
Yes, really and truly, because man, especially in this day and age, I feel like we live in a society where people are choosing to be the victim. They're just choosing, like whether even, and sometimes they're the villain and they're still choosing to be the victim. It's like, yo, get it together.
Yeah.
But I have to ask you, because I do feel like inside of a victim mentality, people have all of these reasons why they can't be successful, why they can't get in the gym, why they can't eat healthy, why they can't, really pour into themselves. You came here from another country, like you came to America from Australia by yourself to pursue your dream. And you did it. Like you are a multiple six-figure creating and earning beauty entrepreneur. Like you have created the life that you wanted, and now you're pivoting and teaching and doing so many amazing, awesome things. But was that hard to come here?
It was very difficult. I think starting out, the citizenship thing was hard to navigate because they kept rejecting my application. And I was someone who always knew that I wanted to move here and do this. Like that was something that a dream I had since I was very little, about 8 years old. And so I started making steps towards that dream when I was in my teens. And I applied for my citizenship when I was 16, but they rejected my application for 4 years. Ooh. So every year I would fly to the embassy, I would submit another application, and I kept getting denied and I kept getting denied. But I was adamant. I had a vision for my life and I knew that I would come to this country to pursue my dream. And so I didn't give up, even though I kept being denied. And then when I was 20, I became a citizen, a dual citizen of, Australia and United States.
I'm a dual citizen too.
Okay.
Canada and America. Canada. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then I moved here at 20 to start my entrepreneurial journey. And then, life be life in. I had to go back to Australia after 1 year. But I said, you know what, I want to go back. And I'm not going back to America until I have found a skill and a means of making, my prayer at the time was, a lot of money in a short amount of time. A lot of money is different to me than to you, to everyone. But being, coming from the background that I am from, growing up how I was raised, I knew that I wanted to be successful, and I knew that that was going to take work, that was going to take grit and endurance and just never quitting, even when I was denied. So I come back when I'm 22 and I start my eyebrow business. And it's been a journey, but it kind of all worked out in the end, but it wasn't just an easy feat. It wasn't like, I just show up here and, I moved here not knowing people in Atlanta. Yes. And I showed up here from Australia with just 2 suitcases. Like I literally had my clothes in one and my supplies for work in the other. And I said, you know what, I'm doing this.
Yes.
And no one's going to stop me.
Yeah.
I want to be the best. I want to be, great at what I do. And
she's very great, by the way.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I did your eyebrows.
You did.
So I just started from scratch.
Yeah.
I started with very little resources and no connections, and to evolve and grow into the artist that I am today and turn into, being an educator is a blessing that I don't take for granted. But yeah, it wasn't an easy process.
How did that start? Like when you first got here, did you seek out a mentor? Was it certain friendships? Like, did you find any kind of tribe when you first arrived? Or did it take you, how long did it take you to make your first friend or find your first mentor?
Okay, so I did make a friend. Mm-hmm. One friend is all I had here for many years, which sometimes that's all you need.
Yes.
And she's like a sister to me. And I'm grateful for her because she's born and raised in Atlanta. And she put me on game. She said, girl, this is how it is. You can go this way or you can go that way. She's maybe 12 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And I'm really grateful for her friendship. But as far as a mentor, unfortunately, I didn't have that in my lane. I kind of had to be my own mentor for many years. And, the girls who are starting out now have way more information and it's a beautiful time to get into the industry. But this is, 6.5 years ago when it was still fairly new. So I kind of had to define it for myself. I saw inspiration from, other people in the field, but there wasn't really at that time the lane that I was going after. It wasn't created yet. I became intentional about who I was serving, what I wanted, my aesthetic to be, and I leaned into that. But I didn't have a specific mentor.
Do you feel like you went straight into building business, or do you feel like you were trying to find friendships? Like, how is it coming to a different country? I know for me, when I first moved to America, I moved to Los Angeles at 20 years old. Mm-hmm. And I moved to Los Angeles because I'd been accepted into a theater academy, a conservatory, and they only accept like 14 to 20 kids per semester. So when I got in, I was like, I'm going. And my parents were like, go, but I was 20 years old. And now being older and wiser, it's like, wow, that's so young.
It is, yeah.
And it almost makes me pity the people that think they're supposed to have their whole lives together by 25. Like, it's so young, But when I moved to America, I was in a school. And so I saw a lot of people. And so those are the relationships that I started to build. But then I also felt like, but these aren't my people. Like there's a couple of people that I'm still friends with to this day. But most of them I wasn't even friends with during school. They almost had oh, Sarah thinks she's better. Like, no, I just don't really rock like you rock, like I'm not interested in the things that you do. So why would I, just because we see each other. But I did get placed around people, and then I found my tribe outside of school. How were you able to find your aligned people, if you did?
Eventually I did. Mm-hmm. Eventually. But the first couple of years I was just in the salon and going home, and I wasn't going out because I was, intentional about what I was building, and it just didn't seem in alignment for me to be outside, in these streets when I'm trying to build a brand from scratch, and I had no help with that.
Was that hard? Or were you so focused?
It didn't feel hard because I was just doing what I felt was the right thing to do. It felt natural. I didn't even think of it as being some kind of sacrifice or being difficult. It was like, this is what I came here to do. So that's what it took. And so I had my head down for many years. It's only more recently that I'm, finding my tribe like you and, all the people that I'm meeting through you and with you. And, I'm in alignment. So I think naturally I've just gravitated towards the right people in the right season. But the first couple of years moving here from Australia was very focused.
Yes.
Very focused.
I felt like when I first moved to America, it's funny because I have conversations with people from other countries, and it's like, the American dream. We all move for the American dream. And I'm like, yo, that dream for most people is not it. at all. And it actually, it's great because, this is a beautiful, liberating country, and there are, freedom of speech and freedom of being, and you can decide, I'm this or I'm that. Like, there's so many beautiful nuances inside of that. And at the same time, how did America become the place where everyone is like, this is where I need to be? Because we have the highest obesity epidemic. We have the highest levels of depression. We have the highest. It is how they do this.
It's the American dream that everyone is seeking. But
what is the dream?
Yeah, and then you realize there's a lot of negative aspects, like you mentioned, to this country. And so I think for me personally, why I was like, I'm going to America is because, again, I'm half American. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Australia. Yeah, because your dad's from California. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in Australia with just my parents and my brother, no other family, because my mom's adopted and my dad is one of 8, and I have all these like aunts and uncles and cousins that I had never met. So for me, aside from, the American dream, it was more like, I want to meet my family.
Oh, I love that.
I want to be over there because the music I listen to, the culture I subscribe to, the just movies that I watch, I kind of felt in a lot of ways like a foreigner in Australia. Because I knew I wanted to come over here because I was so influenced heavily by my dad, who is from New York. And so it was just like, that was for me the reason, but I get it. Everyone wants to be over here. But.
Yeah. I'm like, they are selling false dreams out here.
It's not as easy as it seems.
No, it's not.
Or as great as it seems.
Yeah. And I think that we have a very blessed life. But when I hear the stories of other people, and I'm always trying to be inclusive of like the whole person, because I'm very clear that I live a very different kind of life. So do you. We live a very different, blessed life, And so, but I think about people that come here and how much they struggle to get their citizenship, and then they settle for a job that they really don't like. And, you just hear all these stories and it's like, dang, the American dream is fraudulent. It is a fraudulent dream.
Yeah.
Not for all, obviously, because there are, like I said, really beautiful nuances as well. But,
I'm just glad it all worked out.
Yes, me too.
In the end, eventually.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so well it did.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. Okay, so my next question is, inside of living in Atlanta, now you are a strikingly beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Even more so.
To know one.
Oh, thank you. I received it. Okay, fine. But even more so on the inside, to be honest. Like, yeah, you're stunning, but like your heart for me is one of the things. And for those of you that don't know, Imani is a real friend of mine. And I always call her a wife. I'm like, I get the perks of like your wife nature, like if I was reaching for a water and she's there, she's like, oh, let me grab that for you. Like she's just mindful and thoughtful and very caring and nurturing. So I love that about you. But being that way, oftentimes when you look this way, they don't expect you to be that way.
Yeah.
So how has dating been for you?
I'm grateful that I've had some really positive dating experiences. Like I don't have people always say, oh, dating in Atlanta is trash.
Yeah,
and it's so negative. Like I respectfully, I'm not speaking that over my life. I don't claim that for me.
Yeah.
Because I know how I am as a person, who I am. And I think if my energy and my essence is what it is, then there's a, matching essence and energy that's in alignment with me, for me. And, it's only a matter of time. But dating, I've had good experiences overall. You always have that one bad apple, but I'm even grateful for that because it gives me something to compare to, like what I will not accept and what I will not allow. And it just raises the standard.
Yeah.
And so all is well that ends well, and I'm grateful. Yeah.
I always say relationships are glimpses at all of the things. Like they're like little jewels that you collect along the way, like little treasures on the treasure map to where you actually find the treasure, because you're getting glimpses of what you're going to get along the way. So I love that. And I couldn't agree with you more. Now, my question is, do you feel like men will put you in a box sometimes?
I think initially, yes.
Yes.
Well, when you first look at me, there's the assumption that, what do they say? Oh, she's trouble. Or she's, like that you can assume, but I think once I open my mouth and, you know, if someone gives me a chance to show who I really am, then I think I get taken out of that box.
Yes, me too.
But definitely based on appearances for sure.
Yes, or it's like intimidating. Although I really don't feel like I hear like, oh, I'm so intimidated. I don't hear that. Like either they shoot their shot or they don't, you know? Like I've never heard a man be like, oh, you're so intimidating. Am I?
Or are you just not him?
Oh.
I think, you know, you have to have a certain level of confidence to approach someone who's beautiful and articulate and self-assured and, you know, all of those qualities that I feel we both possess. Yeah.
I do. And I also feel like it's funny because we've had a lot of conversations and I'm just thinking about, I don't know if I saw this on social media. I don't know if we talked about it. I do not remember, but we were talking about how a lot of men, you know, they want to take the lead, but they don't have one, right? But by the time sometimes men will treat, different subject, sometimes men will treat women like they're normal. That are not. Like, how do you treat a queen like a jester? How you fumble her? That's what ends up happening. How do you treat, you know, whatever it may be? And I do feel like there's an energy and an essence that comes with a woman that knows who she is.
Yeah.
How do you define that essence in yourself?
Ooh, how do I define it within myself?
Yeah.
I feel like my essence was, again, back to my parents, I was groomed this way. I was made to be this way.
Yes.
I was told that I am a princess and my body is a temple.
Yes.
And I shouldn't give it to any man who doesn't value, love, honor, and respect me.
Ooh.
And I was, you know, I had a father in my life who loved me, loves me.
Yes.
And so, you know, the essence, I'm a lot like my mom in the sense that she's a queen. She's graceful and well-mannered and poised and articulate and, you know, I had it from both sides and I'm so grateful for that. And the older I get, the more appreciation I have for those, you know, for those things that my parents instilled in me. But yeah, it's like, you got it or you don't. You're that girl or you're not. You know, I just feel like I'm intentional about that.
Yes.
You know? I keep the vibration high.
And how do you keep the vibration high? For women that are home or they're driving or whether they're watching or listening right now and they're like, you know what? I really just want to elevate the essence that I have when I walk into a room. Yes. What would you say to do?
Find women who are already what you're trying to be, you know, trying to emulate, you know, whether it's an actress or, you know, someone you know personally or a mentor or, you know, be coachable, be willing to learn, you have to want to improve, but seek the knowledge, read some books, you know, learn something.
Yes.
You know, and yeah, be self-aware enough to say, you know what, I could be better.
Yes.
I think you should always want to be better.
Yes.
It's a daily commitment, lifetime commitment to excellence.
Yes.
You know?
And it is a struggle sometimes. And but it always turns out well.
Absolutely.
That's what I find. For me, I feel like I walk inside of expectation for God to do what God does. And sometimes I feel like God full blown is testing me to see how bad it is that I want the certain things. You know, I always tell the story about when I was broke and struggling and trying to figure out entrepreneurship, and I was sneaking, my car crashed itself on the freeway. Don't ask me any questions. It's just how it happened. But my car crashed itself while I was driving,
Life
right?
will humble you fast.
Oh, girl. My car used to squeak, all of the things. I was putting $3 on pump 5. It was a struggle. But when my car crashed itself, I had a choice because I lived in Hollywood, California. My mentor lived in Torrance, California, which is a 45-minute drive each way with no traffic. And in LA, there's never no traffic, right? So when my car crashed itself, I had a choice. I was like, well, maybe this is God saying it's just not for me. Maybe this is God saying I'm not supposed to do this. Maybe this is God saying, how bad do you really want it? And so I started taking 2 buses and a train each way, 2.5 hours one way, 3 hours back, because success does not come to us. We have to go to it. And so inside of the stories that we're creating, like, like Lisa Nichols says, when people say, oh, I've always been this way. Okay, well, how is that working out for you? Do you want higher quality, higher vibrational, overall better experiences, or do you not? Because if you don't work on your energy, we will never attract what it is that we want. And so for me, I very strongly like grasp onto expectation from God. God knows my heart. And sometimes, like I said, my car crashes itself. I got to take the bus. I'm sneaking on the back of the bus because I couldn't afford the bus fare. You know, all of these different things. I'm sneaking onto the train hoping I don't get a ticket. I got robbed at the bus stop one time. Like, girl, it was crazy. Robbed by a smaller version of a Rick Ross lookalike. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was crazy. But that's neither here nor there. The point is that even still inside of those trials and tribulations, I'm walking in expectation. I know my life is supposed to be great. I am not my circumstance or my situation. And I believe that more than anyone else does. And so God honors that because I'm not wavering about it, in my personal opinion.
Yes.
How do you not waver? Because I've seen you. I've seen in your, like, you're so consistent. And that's one thing that I can respect about a person, that they're just who they are. I don't have to guess with you. You know, like I know what I'm going to get the real, the raw, you know, and the authentic with you, you know. How do you foster that inside of yourself? Like, do you have a morning regimen? Is there a book that you always go back to? Is there a routine that you're into? Like, what does that look like?
I believe the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yes.
So I feel like all aspects of my life, I try to be great in them. You know, my health is a priority. My, reading is a priority. My relationships are a priority. My business is a priority. My self-care is a priority. You know, I try to be intentional every day. And, it's my choice. I'm choosing gratitude. I'm choosing happiness. I'm choosing to be positive. And I'm not letting life take me to a lower vibration. I'm raising the vibration because I have the power to do that.
Yes. I had a conversation with another gentleman on the podcast, and he was saying how, do you ever get frustrated because people, you know, they always want to shoot their shot at you at being like, whether it be in business or personal? I'm like, no, I don't really have that experience, honestly. I have a lot of guy friends, right? Never been intimate with whatsoever. And they wouldn't try it because they wouldn't ruin the relationship that we have. Yeah. And he said he was listening to two of his girlfriends have a conversation. One was really strikingly beautiful. And he said that the other girlfriend was like, you know, you must not have other skills to bring to the table if these men are only ever trying to sleep with you. That means you're not bringing value in a different area. And so I do feel like it is such a beautiful opportunity for us as women to find, like, where else can we add value?
Yes.
You know, so we're not just objectified. I don't feel objectified, to be honest. Do you ever feel that way?
Not recently, no. I think lately my favorite question to ask is, you know, how can I add value to your life? How can I help? How can I help you?
Yes.
You know, because I don't want to be someone who's just taking all the time. Yes. You know, if you can't be used, then you're useless.
Yes.
And just you should have people in your life that you want to help.
Yes, you want to serve. Yes, yes. That's my favorite question. Is there anything I could do to support you?
Yes.
That is my, like, literally, and I mean it. Like, is there anything I could do to support you?
Genuinely. Yeah.
Genuinely. But you know what? Most people never have an answer.
Yeah, because they're not used to that question. They're used to people just wanting to come in and take from them.
Yeah.
So to be the kind of friend or person that is willing to serve is honorable and rare, especially from a beautiful woman.
Yes.
You know?
I honestly think a lot of beautiful women are lazy. Ooh. I think they're lazy in their character. They're lazy in their learning. They're lazy in their skill set. And they're lazy in relationships because they harp on their beauty instead of actually being the person that can back that up. And I think that that is a crippling stronghold that holds a lot of women in a space where they'll never really attract or have the man that they want because they look at people like they're disposable just because they're beautiful without the character to even substantiate that.
That is a fact.
It is sad.
It is very sad because beautiful women, you know, it's a stigma.
Oh,
but it's at the same time, I think women, they're made to be this way. And I think coming from Australia where women are very different and then moving over here and seeing the mindset of highly attractive women over here is night and day. But it's the culture, like, oh, I don't have to work. I have a sugar daddy. Or oh, I don't have to do this or that because I look like this. It's pretty privilege, which is a real thing.
But it also has a backlash.
Yeah.
I'm saying pretty privilege has a backlash because there are some women that don't want to be your friend because of pretty privilege. There are some women that want to be your friend, but then hate that you're their friend because of pretty privilege. There are some men that want to try to manipulate or use you in a sexual manner because of pretty privilege. So it's like everybody only hears, okay, I might have got out of this police speeding ticket. Great. But sometimes it's harder. And other times it's easier, you know, it is a statistical fact. Yeah, it's a statistical fact that attractive people get more opportunities. They make more money. They are in higher earning circles. These are stats. I'm not making this up. Statistically speaking, this is the truth. And at the same time, it's a double-edged sword because also I think beautiful people oftentimes don't know how to work hard.
Exactly. Because like you said, they're lazy. They don't want to put in work. They just feel entitled.
Yes.
And I think the entitlement is the major thing, that, realization that I had about the women. Not to be like that. I mean, I am half American
Tell the truth.
But, you know, I feel like a lot of people here have entitlement issues.
Yes, I agree. And haven't done the work.
Yeah.
It's like one thing, like I walk in expectation, which is a little different from entitlement, but they're sisters. You know, they know, they're cousins. They know each other. Yeah, you know, I'm dancing on the line. I walk in expectation, but I don't feel like anyone owes me anything.
And that's the part, right?
You know, I don't, like, you don't owe me anything. Now, if you do something, thank you. Yeah. Hey, husband, it would be nice if you showed up now. Okay, thanks, bye. I'm not saying future husband anymore because that implies that he's not here. He's like, I'm always going to be chasing.
It's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's right around.
Look, it's in the vicinity. He might be watching right now.
Oh, hi. I hope you've had a great day. Get rid of that girl and come find me.
Hey. Break up with your girlfriend.
Right. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably been single.
Doing the work.
He's doing the work. He's healed.
He's happy. He's wholesome.
He's not easily triggered. He's probably not wholesome.
Ooh.
It's not giving wholesome for me, no.
Elaborate.
Wholesome to me feels like homely. You know, he's very much in his alpha, very much in his masculine, very much a man that can, that, huh? Oh, I love it. Future husband, I love that.
No. Husband.
I love that so much.
I love a masculine king.
I'm calling in my king. You hear me? I'm calling in my king.
It's the season.
It's cuffing season.
It's cuffing season.
I'm ready to be cuffed.
Okay.
What does cuffed actually mean? I don't even really know. I'm like so out of the loop. Cuffing season just means like, is that a boyfriend? Is it a husband? Or is it just like literally seasonal?
It is what it is to you. How you define it.
Well, how do you define it?
Cuffing season, to me, I think of cuffing season as like a season.
Oh, I don't want that. I don't want a season.
I want lifetime.
I want lifetime commitment to excellence.
40 plus years.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Let us know in the comments, what does cuffing season mean to you? Let us know right down here.
Yeah,
what does cuffing season?
We need answers.
We need answers. Because I would think that it would be seasonal. Like it's like when it's cold and you need a warm body. It's like warm body syndrome. Mm-hmm. People that just need a warm body at night. You know?
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Let me know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Okay, so you came here to America from Australia. You started building your business. You put your head down. You made some friends. You've dated. You're currently single, as in you're not married.
Yes.
You're currently not married.
I'm not married.
Are you excited about marriage? Do you want to be married?
I see myself being married.
Yes.
Yeah. And when that happens, great. You know, I'm on God's timing for my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
no rush.
There's a video of New York that I think of.
Oh, yeah.
You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
I Love New York, the girl, the woman, where she's like...
Oh, yes. Absolutely. I want my last name dropped and my eggs cracked. In that order.
In that order.
Okay. It's giving wife.
It's giving... You do give wife. It's giving nurturing. It's giving, we talk about recipes. It's giving, I sometimes wish that people had an opportunity to see like how we are with one another. Like even just the whole girlfriend tribe, like all of the girls, like the way that we show up for one another is so top tier. Husband.
It's beautiful.
What are you waiting for?
Even the other day I was like, yeah, and I can cook for us.
Yes.
And I can do this.
Oh my gosh. I was like, okay.
Yeah. You know?
It's a wife right here. I think we're both wives, actually.
You are a wife.
I received that.
Yeah. The way you show up, like your friendship, you're just you as a person.
Thank you.
Very beautiful, inside and out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I do my best.
You're very nurturing, loving, giving.
Thank you.
You're a great woman.
Thank you.
Everyone needs a Sarah. Not my Sarah.
Right? We're not sharing. We got us. At this point.
It's giving Sister Soul Tribe.
It's giving Sister Soul Tribe. Yes. Okay, so I have to ask you, because Sister Soul Tribe, you know, is very important to me. Like very, very important. What do you feel like, if anything, is the most important inside of your sister circle?
The most important? What do you mean?
Like, for me, it's Vault Life.
Oh, yes.
And Vault Life, for those of you that are listening or watching, Vault Life means whatever is said, it doesn't go anywhere else. I think we live, and that person has to be qualified to be able to hold for Vault Life, because there's a lot of people that'll be like, oh yeah, I'll never say a thing. And next thing you know, you go to your workplace and they told all of your business, right? So I think that it's really important to be mindful of the people that you allow in your circle. And then when you get in the circle and you've qualified and you've done the vetting process on that person, Vault Life for me is like, I can be safe. I feel safe. I can tell you the truth. You can tell me the truth, and it's never going anywhere else.
Yeah.
What is the most important aspect of your...
That's highly important to me as well, but also not even like, say, the friendship was no longer... like Vault Life for life,
right?
You know, like don't repeat things, and I'm not going to repeat things. Like even if the friendship wasn't to continue, in the future, I'm not telling my friends' business. Like I hold that to a high regard.
Yes,
you know. Okay, so Vault Life absolutely is up there. Also, well, yeah, like you said, just feeling you're not a Sister Soul Tribe candidate if I can't be fully transparent.
Yes.
If I feel like I have to watch what I say, then you are an associate.
Yes.
You are a friend. I don't consider you a sister.
Yes.
You know? What else? Just, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, I also just thought about, you know, the friends that assume the negative about you. Like it's time for a friend breakup when they are constantly assuming the worst. I cannot stand. It'll be like,
negative vibes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I was 10 minutes late. Well, you probably were late because I was late because I was late. You know, I apologize or whatever it may be.
Give me grace.
Give me grace. But I call that a come from. Like if you don't know that my heart is always coming from a good place, it's rooted inside of I love you and I care about you and I would never intentionally hurt you, and I'm also a human being and I make mistakes, then I feel like there's a level of grace that comes with, okay, at least tell me the story. You know, there have been times where it's okay to tell me about myself. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't, at the same time, don't wrong judge.
Don't belittle.
Yeah. Condescend. Yeah. It's like, it's time for a breakup.
It's giving hater.
It's giving, we're not really friends.
Yeah. To love me is to hate me.
Yeah.
It's a very thin line. But when you can sense that love is turning into hate from a friend, it's time to let them go.
Yes.
I don't have the capacity for negative energy in any sense of the word in my life.
Yes.
From a girlfriend, from a partner, from a parent, like any toxic energy just has to go.
Yes.
And I'll give it some time.
Yep.
If it's a friend, I'll give it a couple of chances. But once you show me how you really feel about me,
yes,
I need to act accordingly from that point on.
Sometimes, pardon me, and maybe, I'm not super into zodiac signs or whatever, but people say Cancers hold on. And I know that is true about me.
I haven't heard that before about Cancer.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh, we hold on.
Grudges?
No, we hold on to people.
Oh, okay,
much longer than we should.
Yeah.
It's because
hard to let go.
Yeah, it's like we value home. Even like when I shoot, I love my team, guys, Kenny, Anissa, Chris. Shout out to the team. Mm-hmm. If they try to leave while I'm shooting an episode, I'm like, you're leaving me? Yeah. Why are you leaving me? Like it's like, and I'm partially joking, but I also just realize that I'm very inclusive by nature. And to take a person away from me feels like you're taking a piece of like my family.
Yeah.
And so, and another thing that's really weird is I'm mama bear or I'm grizzly bear about mine. Like I'm very much
there, you guys.
Oh yeah, your girl is touched. I found out I was crazy in 2012. I didn't know. I really did not know.
2012, Sarah. Okay.
Yeah, but now that I know, because I think it is important for us to see where are the deepest, darkest, most terrible portions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. When we know that, we know how to make sure that person is not the issue. We make sure that person isn't just coming out. You're either choosing that person to come out because it's time for fight or flight, or they're laying and sleeping dormant.
Yeah.
And I'm only talking about life or death here. That's the only way that Sarah's coming out. Life or death.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, we can take it there if you need to. Look, I don't play about Sarah. There was one situation where I was like, look, what energy are we giving with this situation? Like, what? Because I got your back.
Yes.
100%.
It's an us thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if we're going to take it there tonight, let me know. I'm ready. I'm standing right here. I'm watching.
Right.
Okay.
This is true facts, guys. Yeah. This is literal real friend, okay? This is real things that are happening in real life. I love that about you. And I'm grateful. We got us for real, though.
We do. We got us.
In like the dopest ways. The dopest ways.
Yes.
Okay, so you moved to America. You dated. You're excited to drop the last name and have your eggs cracked
Eventually.
when it's time. Yes, on God's timing. In the meantime, what do you think is next for you? Like, what's going on that's exciting?
I'm just excited in general for life. I have my intentions. I have my ambitions. I have things that I'm working on, projects. I'm excited to put those out and to just be creative and just be in my element and just be in my prime.
Yeah.
I'm working towards that. Like it's giving me season. Like I'm here for it. All the things, love, like I said, abundance, like new opportunities, new friendships.
Yeah.
Like I'm being intentional about the woman that I'm becoming.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying that process.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to shift gears a little bit here.
I'm ready.
We have this portion of the show where we talk about something, it's giving something positive versus something negative based on a question that I ask you.
Okay.
And you just have to tell me which one you would choose and why.
Okay.
So let's say you're dating someone and he doesn't open your door. When you walk into a restaurant, he doesn't open your car door. He doesn't walk on the side of the road that's closest to the street side.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's giving no chivalry. It's giving, this is the last time I'm going to deal with this type of man that doesn't understand chivalry. Or it's giving, he's just a little bit rugged. One day he might change.
Oh. I'm not quite sure I'd be in that situation. Come
on, energy.
I think, Wait, what were the It's Givings again?
It's Giving.
I was like, God forbid. I just none of those things. Like, no, I just wow. Who raised you?
Right.
I need to talk to your mom,
Right.
and your dad.
So it's giving different.
I think everyone is coachable.
Uh-huh.
I think a conversation would need to be had.
Mm-hmm.
And if that was someone who was, I just think men know what to do. I think they know what to do.
You do?
Yes.
I don't know that they know what to do. I think it's learned behavior. And most men, especially in 2023, are not really chivalrous by nature. It's like a special, it's a dying breed.
Yeah.
Maybe
you're right.
Ooh, what's it giving?
Dark times. I don't know, because I feel like even it's never too soon to teach a young man how to be a gentleman.
Yes.
Even if he's 4.
Agreed.
Or 10.
Yes.
Or 15.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I'm shocked. I don't know how to answer that question.
This wouldn't happen to you. It's giving not an option. It's giving, I'm not going to deal with your not having chivalry self. And my man knows how to be a gentleman.
Yeah.
I can deal with that. I like that.
Yeah.
I'm with
the
you.
Very best.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like go on Google. There's got to be some kind of like man etiquette.
But it tells me that it's not only how you were raised, but the people around you, like
don't
the
know how to act. Yeah.
that you have around you, you just don't know. And to me, that's very alarming. I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, it's giving. Damn.
It's a no for me.
It's a shame. So, men, this is a note to you that if you do not know how to be a gentleman, but you desire to be a gentleman, go on YouTube. Yes. There are literally 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute examples of ways that you can show that woman that you desire her and that you are a gentleman, and then don't stop. I feel like a lot of men get a woman and then they stop doing the things that they did to get her. They get complacent. They get comfortable. Stop it. You know, I had another guest on the show and he was talking about how, can you still make your woman want you? Can you still make your woman hot for you? Can you still make your woman do all these things? Because what is it? Familiarity breeds contempt. And that's the last thing that we want. So if you desire to be a chivalrous man or a man that is a gentleman, there are so many resources out there.
There are so many. And not just for men, too, for women as well.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. How to be feminine. I feel like those are great videos.
Book called Fascinating Womanhood. I always get the title wrong. Let me find it. And I'm constantly trying to learn how to be, you know, more of a lady and more feminine and just better as a woman. Okay, Fascinating Womanhood for the Timeless Woman.
Oh, it's the timeless.
So if I'm being intentional about becoming a better woman, then whoever I'm dealing with must also be intentional about becoming the greatest man that he can be. What is that other book for men? You know,
The Way of the Superior Man.
The Way of the Superior Man.
Phenomenal book. I must read.
For women as well.
For women as well, because this is the thing. And I just have to segue because I did a video, shout out to you, Jonathan Dupaton, Finessers Only Club. I did a video with him and I talked about how creativity is feminine. And people are like, this girl's stupid. She's dumb. She's that.
I read the comments.
Oh, girl, they were thousands of comments right now of people that are really in their feelings about the fact that I said femininity or creativity is feminine. Feminine is not female, just like masculine is not male. We all have both. God is not male or female. God is everything, right? And so it's so funny to me when we say like learn how to be more feminine, it's because we have it. We can learn how to be more masculine because we have it as women, and so do men. But it's just so crazy to me how people don't read. So for the gentlemen, the book that is great, and we're going to talk about books a little bit later again. You guys know that have been here for a while. The Way of the Superior Man is written by a man for men, and it talks about masculine and feminine energy. And when you can understand a woman and her emotions and her flow, because feminine is creativity, it's flow, it's love, it's nurture, it's all things in movement, right? Masculine is sturdy, it's grounded, it's rooted, it's decisive. It's like right here, right now. And so we all need both in order to be a balanced human, you know, but that's a phenomenal book.
Read.
There's also a book called The Way of the Superior Woman. Have you read it?
I did not know that.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, add that to the list.
Yeah, it's great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a great read. Great read. Okay. Are you ready for your next question?
I am.
This is very hard. These questions are
very. I mean, you tripped me up with the last one, so I can only imagine. What has she got?
Oh my goodness.
What's it giving?
Girl. Okay. You are out with your partner and you guys are having a round of drinks before dinner and your partner takes your drink and finishes it without asking, without insinuating, or without any kind of mention that he wants to have your drink and his own. It's giving, did you just drink my drink? And he'll be like, you can have it back. And there's only like a sip or two left. Or it's giving, that's fine, I'll just order another one.
It's giving my baby was thirsty.
Oh.
And he was parched. I think I would just get another one. Again, I don't see me being in that situation. I mean, I think thankfully I'm used to considerate people and thoughtful people. And to answer your question, I wouldn't be upset. I'd be like, oh, that's how you feel? Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Are we parched out here? Yes, please.
I do another order. Yeah.
Yes. I love that. I get that. Would you drink after your person?
Yes.
Out of a bottle?
Like a bottle of water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of a straw?
Yeah.
And out of a cup?
Why not?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing. There are some people that are like, I will not drink after that. Like, that is disgusting.
I've never done that before, but to answer the question, I don't really see a problem. I'm not sharing a toothbrush. But a cup of water, a bottle of water.
Oh, I've definitely done all of that. I've shared straws, cups, bottles.
Yeah.
But toothbrush, no. You lost me at toothbrush. Toothbrush means...
That's a hard pass.
It's a hard, I could just see the bacteria on the toothbrush. Like I literally, the plaque that no, it's just a no for me. It's a no. Okay, final question. Okay. I'm sorry that I have to keep looking at my phone. I need to learn how to do this. Okay, so, okay. You've had a really rough day. And you know, as women, sometimes we've had such a rough day, we're not even sad, but we cry. Maybe you don't know. I know. But I'm a crier. You're not a crier. I am a crier. But let's say you've had a really rough day and you're crying while you're expressing yourself. You're not even upset. That's how it comes out of you, right?
Okay.
And your man's like, girl, stop crying. It's giving, okay, I'm going to stop crying while I dry my face in shame. Or it's giving, you're right. I'm overly emotional right now.
Isn't that the same thing? No?
No.
You're right.
I should stop
crying.
Yeah.
Or
crying in shame.
Oh, I'm going to stop crying.
Oh.
That's just a little thug tear, sorry. I'll be okay. Thanks, babe. Get my head in the game. Keep me on point. Keep me sharp. I don't know. I'm not really a crier, though. So
I'm a crier.
If I am crying, and you tell me I'm crying, I'll be like, oh no, I'm crying. Anyway, back to you. Like, no.
I am a crier.
You are.
I literally cry over just about like all things beautiful.
You cry at least once a week.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe
people
twice.
Don't know this about me. I think people think that I'm like this super like hard, like, no, I'm a little rigid, but I am so emotionally connected to like people and things and their experiences.
And that's beautiful.
If you cry, I'm crying. If I see someone doing their best, I'm crying. Then if you tell me or like when you're watching a movie, if I cry in movies and my man's like, stop crying, I'll be like, what? Just say, I'm a cry, okay? I'm a cry. I'm a crier though.
You are.
I am. I hate that for me, but I also love it.
It takes a lot for me to cry.
I know.
A lot.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. But it's freeing.
It's a good release. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to know from you guys. Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. So I'm thinking about, and you tell me what you think. One of the things that people send me videos. I love to watch like America's Got Talent, The Voice, people singing. And if they're really good, I cry almost every time. And my sister was like, you should literally do duets and blind record yourself seeing their thing for the first time and start like posting whether you cry or not. Because our mom, when we were young and in dance competition, our mom was our teacher.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mom.
Shout out to you, Mommy. I love you. And literally every time we got off stage, my mom would either be in shambles, like just crying, of just so proud of us, or she'd be like, "Oh, you guys did so good." But we were like, "If you're not crying, we were trash. Like this was not good. This was not good." And so it's funny because now I feel like I'm that person where if you do your best, I'm crying. Like I can't even help it, but I might blind record it. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. It's giving, yes, Sarah, do blind responses, or it's giving, keep it for the pros, you know?
That's really creative. That was a good idea you said Lauren, right?
I don't know who told me. It might have been Lauren.
It
might have been me.
Sister. Oh.
No, we did dance competition, me and Lauren and I.
What kind of dancing did you do?
All of it. Ballet, jazz. I didn't do tap. I did contemporary. Even did a little bit of acro. I was a cheerleader, Caribbean dance, African dance.
What?
Yeah. And I used to play the steel drums. Six bass,
she's just
tenor,
a multifaceted,
double second.
talented queen over here.
It takes one to know one.
I mean, yeah. I love us for real.
I do love us for real. Yes. Okay, so final question.
Yes.
You know, I am an avid reader. Yes. I love a good book. And I think it is so important for us to seek to evolve, always, develop our skills, develop as people, develop our spirits, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, and energetically. What book has changed your life and why?
I would say The Power of Now.
Oh, is that Eckhart Tolle?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 Agreements.
Phenomenal.
One I'm reading right now that my dad put me onto is The Art of War for Women.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't know there was a for women.
For women.
I'm downloading.
So that's my current read.
How is it so far?
So far, so great.
Ah.
Yeah. It's Sun Tzu's strategies, but articulated for women in business. So, yeah, I would say I am a fan of Robert Greene's material. So it's something I revisit maybe once a year because it's so, the 48 Laws of Power it's talking
dark.
About.
I knew
it. It's, people
teaches you about the dark side.
Yeah, and I think it's good to have, even if you don't use the strategies, it's good to have awareness of the strategies.
Yes.
So it's just understanding people. You know what, though? I do think there's one of those laws where it says flattery, right? Is one of the 48 Laws of Power. I am like the utmost flattering flatterer on the planet. Like I actually enjoy paying a compliment to people. Like strangers. I've seen you just anyone passing you by. Girl, you look great. Yeah. Today. I love your eyebrows. Yes. Or like whatever. I want people to feel good. And it's always genuine. Like I don't say something that I don't like. I actually like. It's not like Mean Girls. It's like literally. It's sincere. Yes. Yeah. But I was so shocked that is one of the 48 Laws of Power. Well, not a lot of people are like that. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something that you have definitely mastered. And I think, everyone needs a compliment. I agree. It's just the way the face lights up when you tell a stranger. Yes. That's why I do it. How great they look or just any small detail. Yes.
I was in TJ Maxx. Let me tell you why you guys should give compliments to people, okay? I was in TJ Maxx. What I go in there for? Oh, because it was next to the place I get my eyebrows done and I needed some things and they actually had it. Clear lip gloss. That's what I was hoping for. And your girl got it. Not the point. The point is that when I went to the register, the sweetest woman with the best energy said, "Did you find everything you were looking for today?" And I was like, oh my God, her energy was so high. It like brought me higher. And I was like, girl, you have the most incredible energy. And she was like, what? Oh my God, thank you so much. Like, but it's literally the smallest thing and it's honest.
The smallest things are the biggest things.
Yes.
Yeah.
People don't. Did you ever see that viral video of the woman that went viral saying, "I just need a hug," and she cried?
I did see that one.
People don't get enough love, affection, appreciation, you know? And if I can do something about that, then I would. So anyway, The 48 Laws of Power is an incredible book. I think it teaches you a lot about the dark side. But all in all, I do feel like it's a good way to learn who's doing it to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have awareness.
Yes. So
otherwise you'll be out here being manipulated and taken advantage of and so
yes.
I think, I enjoy his material.
Yes, I do too. Robert Greene is dope.
Overall.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Imani, thank you so much for coming today to bless this podcast. We got to do another episode.
I would love that.
I know what the episode's going to be about.
Ooh.
I just want you to know that. I know. No.
Okay,
y'all stay tuned. You guys got to stay tuned. But I'm so honored, blessed, and grateful, not just to have you on the pod, but for you as my friend. I've given you subliminal shout outs in these episodes just because of the way that you do continually show up in my life and the woman that you are. It's a wife right here, y'all. You heard me say it here first. Cannot wait to celebrate all of the amazing things that God is going to continue to bless you with prosperity and favor and love and gratitude and even more joy. It is coming, it is coming, it is coming. But thank you so much for coming today and for this conversation. And guys, the point of this podcast is to create dynamic conversations in the home that help to create and build and identify where we need to heal. So if you have not yet, make sure to click that subscribe button below, hit that bell so you get a notification with each and every bit of content that is directed and intentional about being right in alignment with that. And if no one has told you today, you listening, watching, hearing, whatever it is, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you. But you got to do something about it. Let's get it, guys. Love you. Bye.